The situation in South Sudan is getting uglier by the day. There are mass extrajudicial killings, people are being massacred because of their ethnicity, and there are arbitrary detentions. In short, civil war may be emerging in this tiny, young East African nation. Shul Tut is executive director of the Southern Sudanese Community Center in San Diego, and Matthew Reek is a member of San Diego's Southern Sudanese community. They are both members of the Nuer tribe and join me to talk about what's happening in South Sudan. The fighting in South Sudan started on December 15th after a failed military coup by former Vice President Riek Machar, an ethnic Nuer, against the President Salva Kiir, an ethnic Dinka. How did a failed coup turn into what could be a civil war?
Yeah, I would say on what they mention as a failed coup, there is nothing happened like that in a failed coup. There is no coup in South Sudan. What happened, it was a political crisis between President Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, and this is nothing to do with a coup in South Sudan. And President Salva Kiir ordered to kill all the ethnic tribe of Nuer in South Sudan, which is nothing to do with a political of a failed coup. There is no coup in South Sudan. It was their crisis within their party, and this could not be affect any member of those people who are ethnic tribe as Nuer people in South Sudan. This one we know, and we talked to people over there, nothing happened. And also Riek Machar was not even have a military because he already been removed from the position of the vice president. Now he's a member of citizen like anyone in South Sudan.
Matthew, you have relatives in South Sudan. What are they telling you about the situation there?
Well, my sister is one of the people affected in the capital. The block where mostly Nuer people were, situated in Juba, was massively attacked by the presidential guard, and she found herself in one of the IDP camps in Juba, which I heard has like about 20,000 people. And what she told me is that the situation is bad. They have gone many days, no water, no food, no clothes. And she told me one thing that when the presidential guard run into the side of the block, that they ask you if what's your name in the Dinka, and if you could not answer in that language, then you are promptly shot. And in the camp where she is, she said the situation is still worse. People don't go outside. If you leave the gate, you go outside, you don't come back, you are killed. And she told me like two people with were carrying a grenade. They were caught inside the camp, and they wanted to have those grenade explode inside the camp. And she said they were arrested and they were under investigation. So the situation is very bad. She told me last time that now they are given blankets and mosquito nets, but they still don't have sufficient food.
The United Nations has sent in 7,000 troops. They're asking for more peacekeeping forces, but they've faced some criticism in the handling of the crisis in South Sudan. What do you think needs to be done to defuse the situation?
Yeah, what they need to do, because even now in South Sudan, as a people I talk right now, we call, and there is a number of Nuer people who were still in their home, and they're being targeted by the President Guard, who was ordered by the Salva Kiir to kill those people. A number of them who escaped and they live in the UN compound, they're still over there, but there is a number of people at their home. So for that, we need the security for those people to be removed in that area, because their life is still at risk at the same time now.
But how do you diffuse what could be a civil war? How do you resolve it?
Well, the way to resolve it right now is, of course, to encourage the two politicians, the two factions, to come to a round table, and they have to negotiate. Vice President Riek Machar, who was removed a long time ago, before this crisis started, had been calling for a dialogue within the party that had crisis, but the president turned that down. And right now, so they have agreed that they could come, but the vice president is asking for his colleagues that are detained to be released, because he would like to be with them around the table so they can have a negotiation.
And very quickly, I just want to mention that there will be a rally on Thursday to raise awareness about the situation in Sudan, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Shul, Matthew, thanks so much for coming on the program and speaking to us.
All right,
Thank you very much.